This one's called the Lower League Destroyer. We're going to try something a little bit different with this one. Let's check it out. So before I get into the tactic itself, as you can see, here's the standard formation. This is, again, called the Lower League Destroyer. It is also called the 5-head. So there's your 5 heads right there. But it is a tactic with 5-way attacking setup that had multiple promotions across lower leagues in Europe. Please see the YouTube video for results. There is no, is that a YouTube video? That is not. It's it's just a little thumbnail. So I don't know where the YouTube video is. Oh, actually, you can see on Twitter and on YouTube on the Steam Workshop page itself. So check that out. But what I've done is, because this says is a lower league destroyer, I'm trying it twice. The first time I'm actually going to use the lower leagues, and I'll show you who I am using in a minute. But the next time out, in about 2 days time or thereabouts, whenever I get it out, it actually will be with the Premier League side. We'll see where they end up compared to how the lower leagues have done. So now I'm going to be using 3 different teams. One in the Championship, one in League One, one in League Two. Now the Championship team I used is Birmingham, which is predicted, I believe, 22nd in the league. The League One is Portsmouth, predicted to be 8th, and then League Two, Walsall, predicted to be 15th. I could have done really low numbers. I just kind of wanted to mix things up. And I don't know anything about these teams. Portsmouth, I did play in FM22. However, I still don't know what they're like this season. I don't know anything about Birmingham or Walsall, so use that or take that as, as the grain of salt. But we'll see how they do in a minute. But right now, this is the tactic itself. It is a sweeper keeper in support, a complete wingback in support on the left and the right, a ball-playing defender on the left, a central defender in defense on the left, a ball-winning midfielder in defend in the center spot, the one only midfielder, inverted wingers on both the sides, an attacking midfielder in support in the center, an advanced forward and attack up front, and a deep lying forward, also an attack up front. Tactical style is Stinger Low League and Chips. I don't know what that means. Balanced is mentality, though. In possession, an attacking width of standard approach play pass into space, overlap on the left and right, focus play down on the left and right. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is slightly higher, low crosses. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, and distribute to the center backs. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, and trigger press much more often. And that is it. No opposition instructions, nothing. But now, how did these teams do? I have to say, this tactic worked really well. There we go. Birmingham, predicted to be 22nd, does not get promoted. However, comes in 3rd place. 77 points. 22nd, Stoke in 46. Wow, Stoke really dropping. But Stoke in 46. So they picked it up a lot. So fantastic job by Birmingham. Portsmouth, again, not being promoted, but also in 3rd, 82 points, 1 point off of relegation. Ipswich just running away with it. But 82 points is a fantastic tally right now, especially what 8th is, where's 8th? Shrewsbury in 73rd, so they did a pretty good job. And then Walsall, not even needing to get into the playoff competition. Walsall, champions of the league, 98 freaking points. I mean, tops of the league by far. And then, yeah, they were predicted to be 15th, who are Stevenage in with 60 points. So Walsall did a fantastic job. I think all 3 teams have done a fantastic job, even though 2 of them were not promoted to the next tier above. But still, the only one, Portsmouth in 8th, only getting to 3rd. Not, you'd hope that they might have brought it up a little bit more. But overall, all 3 teams in the lower leagues doing a great job with this tactic. So Birmingham's schedule, I'm going to do these pretty quick, but you can see starting off really nicely, a bunch of draws though in September, a bunch of losses in October, not very well done. They do lose out to Brighton in the Carabao Cup 2nd round, 0-4. You keep going on. I mean, it's fairly spotty from their point on. February, fantastic set of results. And then all the way down, the FA Cup 3rd round, Bournemouth 1-2. So you're out there. And then you get to Shrewsbury. 3 matches against Shrewsbury in May. Sky Bet Championship, you win. However, both the semifinals of the playoffs, you just lose out to them. It's very sad to see, especially with a 4-1 drubbing of them in the league. But overall, not too bad. Portsmouth starting off nicely. Only 1 loss to Bristol Rovers in August. You do continue on in all the cups. Things start getting spotty. You do lose out Section H after Bristol Rovers after winning in Newport County. But then FA Cup first round, 2-3 loss against Stockport, 1-7 loss in the Carabao Cup third round against Chelsea, and then the Papa John's Trophy Southern Section second round, you lose out against Tottenham under 21s, 1-1 in penalties. It is a bad cup month in November for this team. But from that point on, they have a nice run here in January, but overall, somewhat spotty. Some really good numbers, though. Beating Oxford 2-0 away from home, but losing out 3-0 at home is just a horrible result. However, they did lose out away from home against Oxford, and then earlier in the season, they lose out 2-3. So I guess they got one over on them, and they weren't really expected to win. But still, third place is nothing to shake a stick at. But as you would expect, Walsall looking pretty nicely. The Carabao Cup first round out against QPR. But you get a bunch of greens, some yellows, occasional loss here and there against Tranmere. You do lose out against Ipswich 0-3 in the Papa John's Trophy, drawing the FA Cup, continuing on. So FA Cup fourth round, there's your out. Newcastle 0-3, and then it's the regular Sky Bet League 2 from that point on. Not too bad. I mean, you do have a couple losses here. You do lose out at the very last, but you've already been promoted at that point, so it doesn't matter. And no playoffs, which is nice. Transfers, you can take a look. No money being spent whatsoever with Birmingham. It's all just freeze. So if you know these players, you know how good of a transfer that is or not. Please leave in the comments down below. I do not know the lower leagues very well at all, so I'm not going to be able to comment on most of these players. And Portsmouth transfers, I do know Jack Vale. I don't know how good he is, though, but everyone else, loans, very minimal fees here, so that's about it. Walsall picking up a couple people, but Freeze, 6K, 2.4K. I don't know any of these players, so, and all Freeze on the way out. There you go. Squad-wise, not a big squad for Birmingham. They've got a couple of greens, which is nice to see. Portsmouth squad's a bit bigger. Still only a handful of two greens whatsoever. And neither of them played all that much. And one of them's not even in the team right now. Walsall, about the same size, but a lot more greens to it. Not looking too bad whatsoever. Data Hub, shaky defensively, very good in attack. As you can see, the attack is nicely rounded out. Dribbles per game is the only thing that's missing. You do have a lot of shaky defense. That definitely should be considered shaky. Same with Portsmouth. You got some very nice attacking numbers for the league. Some pretty much bang on average. You got a little bit more blue. Clearances per game is just awful, though. Walsall, no different. The only difference actually is attacking they're above in every single category. But team defending, though, yeah, I don't know. Not great. Walsall-wise, they are actually decent defensively and very good in attack. You can see the attacking side is the first time in all these tactic talks when we're doing data hubs that you can see that they're pretty much over on, every single category is well above the league average. So that's great to see. And some far above the league average. Defensively, not too bad. Conceded per game, yeah, you're losing out. Clearances per game, you're not getting there. But some of the numbers are not too bad. I'm going to rush through these because there's only one team per league, but most goals, Birmingham is up there. Nobody for most shots. Birmingham's second in most possession. Nobody for most dribbles made, as we pretty much knew. Fewest conceded. None of these numbers. Birmingham fourth in best passing completion. Most shots, Birmingham, there you go. And then most points per game. I'm going to go straight to the player overviews. You've got Birmingham's got a couple. Troy Deeney, I know Troy Deeney. He's got a couple of goals in there with Scott Hogan. Most assists, Tahith Chong. I know he's from Manchester United, but 17 most assists. You got some most player in the match awards in there. Best pass completion, nobody. Kadra with most dribbles made. So actually you do have someone in that category. Shutouts, nobody. There's really nothing there. Tahith Chong with most key passes. Most shots, you got a couple, Chong and Deeney, and then we're back to most goals. Portsmouth stats, you can see second in most goals. Fewest shots, nobody. Possession, wow, fourth in possession. Dribbles made, nobody. Fewest conceded. All these are really defensive sides. Portsmouth with most shots for, of course, 721. Most points per game, third. And then if we go to the player overview, you can see Dane Scarlett, which is someone I'm going to be doing in the player profiles in just a little while. But 19 years of age and 22 goals. Fantastic. Top in the charts. Most assists, Paddy Lane and Dane Scarlett. There you go. He's really, there's a reason I'm doing him in one of these player profiles. But he's all over the place. No passing. Owen Dale for most dribbles. Defensive side, not really there. Most key passes, Paddy Lane. There you go. I love that name, Paddy Lane. Most shots, Dane Scarlett. And then, of course, Walsall with most goals, 75. Fewest shots against Walsall in fourth. Most possession in third. 8th for most dribbles made, a little lower than others. Fewest conceded. Wow, they actually do have some defensive stuff there. But no tackles won, best pass completion, most shots for second, most points per game first. And then for player overviews, actually no one with most goals, no one with most assists. You got most player of the match awards. No, I mean, there's Walsall. It was an overall team apparently. Owen Evans for fewest conceded. Owen Evans again for most shutouts, most key pass. Nobody, nothing. That's it. And as we finish out, as always, Birmingham with top goal scorer in all leagues or in all competitions. Troy Deeney with 25, Tahith Chong with 717, Chong with 17 assists, and then Troy Deeney with 9 player of the match awards. Again, these aren't really head to head because they're in all separate leagues, but Portsmouth top goal scorer Colby Bishop and Jack Vale 12 goals. Jack Vale with 7.0 average rating, Paddy Lane with 17 assists, and then Colby Bishop and Jack Vale with 5 player of the match awards each. So for Walsall, Jamil Matt with 15 goals in total all competitions. Manny Monthly, again, what is it? 723 highest average rating. Maddox and Matt with 8 assists apiece, and Manny Month with 8 player of the match awards. Overall, this tactic did really well for these lower league teams. I mean, 2 of them didn't get promoted, unfortunately, but both of those came in third. Still a fantastic run. You are there another season. However, third place is a pretty nice place to end up with the whole playoff promotion system that they have in place. Hopefully next season they can do it. But Walsall beating mid-table odds and being promoted right off the bat in first place by a large margin. So anyway, overall, this tactic did a fantastic job, I have to say. We'll see next time what happens with our 3 Premier League teams and how they show head-to-head. But for now, that is it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.